Hello, trading has closed on February 23rd, 2017. Yesterday we said we had positive and negative indicators. I said the most likely event was a gap outside of the day's range, which we got. I said I thought it would be higher, which we got. The next most likely event was we closed a little change, which we also got. Here's the MEJT pattern from today. When the market is trending strongly, you don't really need MEJT or anything else. You just go along with the trend. But when the market goes back and forth like this, that's when MEJT really shines. We gapped up to a new high, undercut all previous lows. Here are the previous lows, undercut them all. It's a negative pattern, and all we have to do to go down further is to hold on to it through tomorrow's open. I think without MEJT, you would be justified and say maybe we should just go short here, but MEJT said ultimately higher prices would print. Here's the target. We hit the target pretty much on the nose. Usually you get more than a minimum on an ultimate, but here we came so close. I view this as the retest. We don't have to get more than a minimum. I'm not certain we're going to get more than a minimum. In the afternoon, MEJT said ultimately lower prices would print. We got the minimum. System said the move would not stick. The F means it's a false move. We then rallied. System said we're going to retrace to this line, which we did. Now we usually get more than this minimum. That hasn't happened yet, so I think there's a good chance, but not a requirement, that we undercut this low. I don't know why I want at 2361.48. Once again, we have mixed indicators, which we'll go over. Once again, I think the most likely thing is that we have a gap outside of the day's range. But this time, I think it's more likely than not the gap is going to be under this low. Hitting a new high and failing to close under all these highs, that's a very negative sign. Would be invalidated if we gapped up. Undercutting all these lows, not being able to hold on to any of those is positive. That would be invalidated if we gapped under this low. This formation here, hitting a new high, undercutting the whole consolidation, is negative. We rallied all day long. We couldn't close over any of these highs. That's a very negative sign. This is a daily pattern where when the middle of the day high is under the early morning high, it tends to lead to lower prices. And if they don't happen by the close, they tend to happen at the following day's open. I think the most likely thing for Friday is that we have a gap and a quick move outside of the day's range. I think that's more likely than not the gap is going to be down. If we gap down sharply and then recover right from the open, I suppose recovery is possible, but I think it's more likely that the drop continues into almost the end of the first hour of trading. And if we do get a gap under this low, and if we add to that gap at the end of the first hour of trading or close to it, I think we could have an all-day drop. This number, 2342.52, is not out of reach. This is the best chance we've had for a drop in a long time. And that's today's call.